everybody. So we're going to talk about some of your questions that you have about navigating online. I'm going to show you like the reason why I've set things up the way I have here, and then we're going to get into the box and I'll show you what it looks like from a kid's point of view. So I'll show you why I've done it this way, and I'll show you how it looks and how to do it. All right, so let's jump in. When we use these online platforms, they've created courses. Like, you know, if you're in middle school and you go from one course to the next and you do this kind of thing all day long, you go from one teacher to the next. So they try to make something that looks like this online, but our students aren't used to going to courses yet because they're in 4th grade. So the problem is you have all these courses. Let's imagine these little bubbles or courses, and they're kind of like floating around. All right, because it's all virtual. So we got, you know, one course here, math, ELA, science, social studies, art, music, maybe your homeroom, whatever, right? So I've created a homeroom. Call it HR in the middle here. Like every kid, even middle school, they have a homeroom teacher. And then they might check in with this teacher once or twice a week or every day, and then go to all these classes. The problem with online is that you have to do so much clicking. The student is this traveling, we'll do red, might be easier to see on the camera, but if the student is this red traveling point, you know, they're gonna come into their day, check in their homeroom teacher, and then online, the way it was set up, it feels like they're doing this. They're going to art, and they're coming back. They're going to their math class, they're coming back. And then they might have to skip and go to work with another teacher in a different room. And then they might have to be on their own, and so they're going to ELA, and then they're coming back to their homeroom, and then they're doing their science activity, and they're, you know, doing Mr. Bobbitt's small group, and they're coming here, and then they're eventually gonna, like, we would hope they would go home, but it's gonna feel like they're just gonna like peter out and probably, you know, drift off because they're 4th graders. And this is a mess for me. So what I've tried to do is design Schoology in a way that will feel like they're going in a single line. Okay, so they were actually going to be doing this in real life. Like, I can't change the courses on the websites and all that stuff. They're still gonna be ping-ponging all over the place, but hopefully it'll feel a bit like this. So we put our homeroom in the middle. We have encore classes, art, math, media, music, whatever. And again, like, we're trying to make it IB, so these are I'm just using math, social studies, science, ELA. I'm separating them because online they're separated, but like still gonna feel kind of, all transdisciplinary. So now what I've done is hopefully the students come in and they come to our homeroom, and I'm making like our homeroom our base. All the schedules are posted here, recorded videos of lessons they may have missed are posted here, the daily activities are posted here. And the way I've designed all the links is hopefully when they come into their homeroom, they'll feel like they never leave this room because I've linked everything in one spot. There might be new tabs that pop up from time to time, but hopefully it'll feel like they start their day here and they kind of like just seamlessly go through their day and then use the homeroom as a base before they go home, kind of like a regular day would feel. In reality, they are moving in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, all over the place, but it's gonna feel more like that. All right, so let's get in the box and let me show you what that looks like when we get to our Schoology courses here. Let's jump in and see what that looks like. Quick interruption, because I realized when I was watching this video to edit it, and I realized a day later that I left out a key detail on this part. I'm gonna show this to you. This will make sense for the next part of the video. And I know this video is long, but I'm hoping this part is thorough. I'm hoping it's just gonna answer a lot of questions. So not only they're bouncing around other courses in Schoology, but to get to Schoology, they have to start at Office, go to Clever, and then Clever will then give them access to apps like Seesaw, a whole bunch of more apps in Schoology. So what I'm trying to do to make their courses seem streamlined and also make sure their apps that we use in Clever seem streamlined is I'm actually creating links to these Clever apps in Schoology. So this way, Schoology's got all these links that will take them directly where they need to go but they never have to leave Schoology, because what we were trying to do in the past 2 and 3 weeks was that we were trying to go from Schoology to Clever to Seesaw, from Schoology to Clever to Newsy from Schoology to Clever to whatever. I mean, there's like literally hundreds of apps. So what I'm trying to do is just have a link directly to that app in Schoology. So when they click on Schoology, they're in their courses, and then they can click on the app link and it'll open up a new tab and take them directly to the right spot. All right, that should make the rest of the stuff in the box more clear. All right, I'm out. All right, so now we're in the box. Let's talk about what it looks like to navigate all those courses, those bubbles I drew on the board. Let's see what it looks like to navigate them online. Remember, in reality, they're ping-ponging in and out all over the place, but it should hopefully feel a little bit more streamlined. So we have 2 major platforms we're using. We have Clever, which includes apps like Schoology, like Sora, CNN10, BrainPop, Seesaw is an application on Clever. And some of these we haven't even used yet, but we're going to later. And we have Schoology, all right? There's a third one that we've introduced this week that the kids are familiar with from 3rd grade. It's the Seesaw app down here. And Seesaw in some ways is kind of similar to Schoology. It's just meant for younger kids. We'll get to that in a second, but right now let's go to Schoology. I'm trying to make Schoology like our home base, all right? It's where everything they're trying to get us all on Schoology, and I've designed it to be like, this is home, all right? All these other apps we'll get to in a second. So whenever you land on Schoology, I tell all the students to go to Mr. B's homeroom. We want that to be the place we check all the time. Because we're treating it like it is a homeroom. So here I pop up, here's my face, here's my little Zoom link. If you click anywhere on this bubble right here, it'll take you to our Zoom. And here I got things where, like a regular classroom, if you miss, here's makeup meetings. Here's a schedule of the week and other detailed schedules. And then down here at the bottom, I have daily activities. So I have set these folders to publish as the week continues. So you're only going to be able to see Monday and Tuesday on Monday and Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so Wednesday, whatever time it kicks on, the Wednesday folder will appear. All right. And that's just to make it less cluttered, because by Friday, it'll be a pretty big chunk of text. And just to make it easier, we'll go one level at a time, one day of the week. So let me show you first essentials here on the home page. Let's talk about these recorded class meetings. If you miss for any reason, something came up or you get sick or whatever, because we're still going to miss class at this time, so you don't fall behind, I am posting our recorded class meetings. I'm telling you the day of the week first, Monday. Here's Mondays. The time of the meeting, was it the morning, the midday, or a small group, or the closing meeting? And I'm also giving you kind of like a rundown of what it might be here and the date. At the end of the week, what I'm going to do is take all these and put them in a folder. So here's the last week's. So that way, if you're trying to make up work from previous weeks, it's all right here. You could see it. The most current week will be on top right here. And these are gallery. These are like a media galleries. So you can see the actual recording of the video of the class here. And if we use any documents or we use any drawings, like in this one, we do a 5-finger schedule. So we've got our piece of paper, we're making our daily schedule here. And at the end of this, we had the 5-finger schedule. So in this morning meeting, in this media gallery, I've also included the picture, all right? So something I would do for students that might need to spend a little extra time with the information is I normally have this stuff printed beforehand, or I give them my copy, or they look on with a friend to finish copying as we continue moving forward. And it's hard for me to be that flexible online because I have one screen and a very limited time to do a lot of things. So know that if your child is a student who needs more time with information, the flexibility is a little different. I can't really slow down too much in the lesson, or I can't really like leave this one picture up for students to copy because I need to show them something else. So it's going to be posted here and it'll be here forever. So the flexibility is they can go back and rewatch and pause or pull this image up right after I upload it, and it's there for them as much as they need it. So that's if you miss anything. Let's go back to the homeroom. We haven't even left the homeroom. We're still in that main bubble like I drew on the board, the one in the middle. All right, so below that we have weekly schedules. If you are wondering what is this week or this day going to look like here, if there's a embedded Google slide that I've shared, and if you click this button right here, it makes it full screen. So you can see the daily flow. Remember, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday have a similar schedule. Thursday is the oddball because we have a whole group lesson right here in the afternoon with Miss Arns. So this is a flip-flop. So, but comparing it back to Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, some parents are asking, like, when is the small group schedule? It's right here, okay? It's right here. You can see the small groups here. You can see the small groups here. You can see when we have Mandarin lessons. You can see what encore class we're doing today. You can see when we're having Zooms, when students should be on Schoology. And like after doing the 5-finger schedules, you can see even I have a little reference to it right here, which I'll do another video for that. The students are really getting behind this schedule. It's working really well. Those 5-finger schedules, those little daily task reminders and stuff are really helping us. Okay, so that's just some general stuff, but we still haven't we haven't talked about how kids are gonna move from one course to the next, like, you know, they would in a middle school environment. They'd go from one class to the next, and we're trying to make it seem like they're not ping-ponging around. So this is our homeroom course. If you go up to this button here that says courses, it pulls up all of the courses available to this student. So you can see this student has got English, math, science, lunch, media, social studies, Mr. B's homeroom, music, physical education, art. You can see where this is going, right? I mean, like if you told me in 4th grade, go find your class, I would not. I would, you know, get totally distracted and do something different. I was not the best student in 4th grade. So what I was asking them to do was like, okay, you know, pick your science activity, go click on science, and then they go to the science homepage. And then they go down with what day of the week is it? And then go to Monday, Tuesday, or whatever it is. You could see kids are going to get lost, right? Like it will be very intuitive in about a month, but like for the most part, it just feels like they're going in and out and back and forth because they are, you know, they're going from our homeroom to ELA, our homeroom to art, our homeroom to music, our homeroom to math. And, you know, it's just going to get lost. It doesn't feel very smooth. So if you come down here, these, we're back on Mr. B's homeroom. Sorry, we're back in Mr. B's homeroom. The days of the week will appear as we progress through the week. I've made these posts, well, they'll publish as we go through the week. You can see these shorthand abbreviations for social studies, English language arts, math, and science are buttons. They're hyperlinks. And this home icon will bring kids back to this home page. And I've created these in a way where once they enter into these schedules, and you could see the daily assignments, right? So let's talk about today's Tuesday. News ELA articles, English had a poetry reflection question, math, we did some Zern math on independently, and science, we talked about adding ourselves to Miss Arns' activities. So let's just say you're a student and you're like, all right, it's time to do some daily activities. I just got off my morning meeting. Let's jump into social studies. When you click on this social studies button, and you could do this in any order. You could pick whatever subject you want first. I really don't care. But let's say they do social studies first. It's going to actually change the course and take me straight to Tuesday's folder on social studies. You can see up here, I'm now in a totally different course and in Tuesday's activities. If you were to compare this to a middle schooler walking up and down a hallway, it's like we just put you in like a hyperdrive thing and just sucked you straight into the next classroom. You didn't even know it happened, all right? So they've actually gone to a totally different course, but it still feels like they're just in social studies, all right? You can see Tuesday's schedules. I've copied and pasted the same exact buttons here in this folder. So the home icon, these will all take them to the different courses in Tuesday's schedule with the assignments right here. So they see the same thing in every single folder. Check this out. They finish social studies. They want to go to math. They click on math. Now we're in math, a math course. See the red and see the red? Math. Again, Tuesday schedule, same buttons are right here with the home icon and the same activities. So if a middle schooler are walking from one room to the next to go from social studies to math to their homeroom, what I'm doing right now is like seriously, like, time warping them to the next place. They just don't even know it. It feels like they're just in one Tuesday schedule. I'm just going to go from one activity to the next. So if we come down here, you can see the actual activities. Some of them are pages where they actually don't submit anything on Schoology. Some, like this is a page to a different application called Zern. It's just got the directions for the day, like complete this lesson on Zern math. And this is where it gets a little tricky, all right? Because there is nothing to submit on this part because it has them using an application over here in Clever. So again, this might feel like they have to go pop out and go somewhere else and ping pong around. But what I'm trying to do is embed these links inside Schoology. So they say, click here to log into Zern. So when they click on this, it'll open up a new tab, but it takes them directly where they need to go. They just log in. And then over here, this is still open. So I'm trying to eliminate this step. Now, a lot of students really like going to Clever because they're familiar with it. So when I asked kids to go to a Seesaw today, half of them went to Clever to go click on Seesaw because they're used to it. They like it. But what I'm also doing, just to make it easier for students who aren't familiar with that are trying to learn Schoology, we did a Seesaw activity today in our small group. So I'm still doing my math activity. I'm still in Schoology. And when I click on this button, the Seesaw button, it's going to take me directly to Seesaw. So I've skipped going to Clever. I've skipped finding the right class in Seesaw, and it's taken me straight to the activity. All right. So I'm hoping that this helps us streamline how it feels to use Schoology. I'm trying to eliminate the steps that they have to take and just have simple directions here with links. This looks a little messy. I'm gonna work on my end to try to clean this up and make it look a little bit easier. But they can move throughout the day. Notice I'm gonna change courses. It's still Tuesday. ELA, everything's color coordinated. ELA, still in Tuesday's activities. Math, red math, red math. I'm still in Tuesday's activities, so these are just the things for today. Science, science, still in Tuesday. All right, and then here's the science activity down below. So these navigation buttons will always be at the top. The activities will be down below. And some of the activities might be the small group or the whole group activities and independently assigned work. If it's independently assigned work, it'll be the first thing underneath these navigation buttons, and I'll label it very clearly. This is a whole group assignment, so don't do it on your own. This is a small group assignment, so wait until you work with me. This is your independent work, so please try it on your own, right? I'll make it very clear to the students, and those assignments will be listed right here for the independent work. Let's say they're done for the day, or they need to go check their schedule. They don't even have to go back up to courses. They can just click this home button, and it'll take them right back to my page. So I've color coordinated everything, and I've made it as simple as I can. My next step is to add the links to the Zoom, like a Zoom icon for the Encore teachers on the day they have them. So it's all right here. How the kids get to their Encore teachers is they do have to go to courses, but over the weekend, our fantastic Encore teachers have found a way to all post their links in the same exact spot. And the kids are already actually pretty good with this. So, I mean, like I said, this whole jumping around the courses, like kids will get down in about 3 weeks, 2.5, maybe even less than that from here. But just to streamline it for those that are getting lost, this should eliminate that. If I go into Monday, I could just stay in Monday no matter what I click. It keeps me in Monday's activities. and then I could go home. All right. I was about to show you guys how to get to the Zoom link. So let's say it is, let's say it's Thursday and we're going to art because that is on our on-course schedule. Thursday's art. I'll go down to go click on art in my courses. And then the first thing that pops up is a link. This will open Zoom. We asked them to test it and make sure it opened out of Schoology because we knew there was some trouble with that last week. So that is the navigation. You can get anywhere you want in courses, and technically every single one of these courses has a landing page, but we're trying to make our home base Mr. B's home. Yes, we'll be using Seesaw and Clever and all the apps inside those, but Schoology is going to be where I house our grade book. And once I figure that out, that's my next thing on my agenda is to get the grade book working and operational so you can see grades. But it's going to house all the assignments, and the applications will help us do those assignments, will help us do the curriculum. But we're going to try to live in this world right here because this Schoology will follow us even if we go back whole school. All right, we'll stick with this. All right, so that video was a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but I hope that kind of gives you a clear flow of the day. I'm going to make a video about these. I'll just show it to you right now. I'll stop sharing. We're making these 5-finger schedules every day, every morning in our morning meeting. It's our new morning routine. You can see mine's kind of written all over. Sorry, I should have made a fresh one for you. But we have 5 meetings a day. So 5 fingers, 5 meetings, right? We start off at 8:30 as a whole group, 9:20 as a whole group, 11 a.m. as our midday check-in, and 1:40 p.m. as our last check-in. And then every student has a small group has a small group time. It might be in the morning or it might be in the afternoon. It depends on that master schedule that's in the homeroom. Now your child might miss something that we do because they're working with another teacher, like a flex teacher, like Ms. Harden or Ms. Kaminsky, Ms. Grays, Ms. Weisenseal. We have a lot of partners. If they do, I keep that now in mind. They won't be marked absent. That work won't be held against them. That's part of what their learning plan, so they're getting what they're needing. We also write down quick shorthand notes of what to do today. Really quick bullet point notes, like a to-do list or just a reminder of what we got to do, what's on our plate. This is what we're doing every morning. And I found that we've done these 2 days this week, and in 2 days, attendance has improved and assignments have gone out the roof. So I think that this is just a short strategy to address that you guys asked, like, when they get off the meeting with you, focus drops. This should help us. This is like a checklist tool I would give to students who needed help staying focused in the classroom. It tells where they're supposed to do and when they need to be meeting with people. So we will continue these every morning. Hopefully we'll speed up that process because it takes way too long right now, but that's how that goes. So those are our 5-finger schedules. This in connection with the flow online, I think is really going to help us out. All right, and that is it. That is all I have for navigation and daily flow. Please send any questions you guys have.